Pacers in a 2-1 lead, 116-107. How about Benedict Mathurin, a playoff career high, 27 points. Tyrese Halliburton goes for 22, 9, and 11. Siakam, 21 points. TJ McConnell, 10 points, 5 assists, 5 steals. SGA had 24 in this game, but he also had, yikes, 6 turnovers, and that was really the difference in this game. The Pacers scored 21 points off of 19 Indiana turnovers. All right, back here with Roy Hibbert, John Gonzalez, and Roy, what a fourth quarter defensively and making buckets. What impressed you about the Pacers in that fourth quarter?
I know we'll talk about this bench, but, you know, Ben Mathurin, who was amazing, he brought that dog in him. He was up playing defense. He was hitting some tough shots. TJ McConnell, I think whenever he plays downhill and touches the paint, good things happen. He had 5 assists, great dishes to Obi Toppin, to Ben Mathurin, Nesmith. He's always a player when he has the ball in his hands. And to me, you know, I think that Miles Turner didn't have like a great offensive game, but 5 blocks. Indiana had 11 on the night to their 4. It was great. The assists were good. The fast break points were there, 17 tonight as opposed to like the 6 the last game. So they played within themselves. They played in their identity. Defense, you started off in the third quarter and went into the fourth, but it was a much different win instead of game one, because in game one, they were hitting threes. OKC was trading 2s for 3s. That was the reason why they won that game. But this one was just straight to the basket, and they played with their identity.
Yeah, everything was better for the Pacers tonight, right? I mean, except for the three-point shooting, which they somehow overcame. Didn't have a great three-point shooting night. But coming into this game, what did we talk about? Tyrese Halliburton had to be more aggressive, more involved early. He was excellent, almost went for a triple-double. Pascal Siakam had to be involved. He was involved. They had to take care of the ball. The turnovers for Oklahoma City, very uncharacteristic. They're usually the #1 team in basketball at taking care of the ball. Tonight they had 19 turnovers, the most they had in any game in this postseason. And then the bench was absolutely ridiculous. Are you kidding me? 49-18. The Pacers bench outscored Oklahoma City. You mentioned Mathurin goes for 27. That guy is a bucket. 27 points in 22 minutes? Are you kidding me? And then TJ McConnell is everywhere all the time. 5 steals. You can't stop that guy. Full marks to the Pacers.
TJ McConnell, the first player in NBA Finals history with 10 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals off the bench since steals became official in 1974. That guy is just getting after it. Like, that's the guy that you see at your local gym just not quitting. He's in the NBA, he's hungry, and he's helping get them victories here in the postseason. This isn't new in the finals if you haven't been watching the Pacers. He's been doing this all postseason, Roy. Yeah,
you know, actually, this story is actually, I haven't really told too many people. When he first got in the league for Philadelphia, I was at the end of my career. I was on 3 teams in 1 year, and I was actually trash talking him. I was a little upset at my career, and I was saying, who is this guy? Get him off the court. Attack him, attack him, attack him. You know, and I actually saw him a couple years ago, and I actually apologized. I said, hey, you know what? Your game is perfect for Indiana. You play with heart. You dive on the floor. You bring that energy, and he encompasses what Indiana is all about. Every time I see him, I always have to apologize to him and shake his hand because I was on a bench that night. Today, he proved everybody wrong. He is a great player. He deserves to be in this league. And if he keeps this up, man, he's going to be a champion.
You are an honorable man right there. I appreciate that, Roy Hibbert. Yeah. John, when you look at what Benedict Mathurin and TJ McConnell did, both former Wildcats, I might add, they get wild in this game. They're essentially the difference along with the turnovers, but I want to take you a different route here. Okay. This defense for Indiana in the fourth quarter, Miles Turner had 5 blocks in this game. It was stifling defense. What did you see?
I saw this guy to my left here, Roy Hibbert, just screaming up and down all over the studio, could not contain himself, and with good reason. That defense was excellent. Miles Turner, Roy talked about it. He wasn't great offensively tonight, but his energy and the defense that he brought was huge. And then that bench, we talked about TJ McConnell just being everywhere all the time. He doesn't give up on any plays. Playing those passing lanes, they really frustrated Oklahoma City. I keep coming back to this. This is a team in Oklahoma City that is excellent at taking care of the ball. And they weren't tonight, and that was partly because they were a little bit sloppy, but mainly because that bench unit and that defense for Indiana, and they don't always play through their defense. They're an offensive-oriented team. They like to push the ball. They like to run. They like to run off of even makes. Tonight, they were playing defense. It was a lot of effort, Akeem, where you just thought, okay, this is the kind of night, first night in 25 years that they've had an NBA Finals game on their floor. The crowd brought it. The team brought it. The defense brought it. They were good at both ends of the floor tonight.
I'm happy for a guy like Miles Turner, Roy, because I feel like he's a guy who's been on the trade block for the last 6 seasons. Like, he's always a possible trade candidate. But here he is in the NBA Finals coming up clutch, a guy that loves Legos. He doesn't play with Legos. He makes that clear. He's dedicated to collecting Legos. He builds Legos. And now he's helping the Pacers 2 wins away from building an NBA championship.
Well, you know, I love me some Miles. He was the guy that the Pacers drafted to get my butt up out of there. So good for him. He's going to win a championship. I was just at Legoland 2 days ago. Miles, I'm going to bring you a set, a Star Wars set when I come to Game 4. All right, I'm really happy for you. 5 blocks. That, you know, for me, I'm a defense guy first. Block shots around the rim. He was up in the drops. He was making, you know, getting contested shots, blocking shots. Not just around the paint. He played really well. But one thing I want to say, besides Miles, I always say, people always talk about the basketball gods, you know, the bounce came to you. Indiana took the space. Any opportunity they could, Halliburton would shoot a 3, and then SGA would kind of like contest and then walk off the court a little bit. The basketball gods didn't just let the ball bounce right to Halliburton. He went after it, and then they got a nice little dunk on the basket at the end. Then right after the next possession after, Obi Toppin goes for the offensive rebound. He's not waiting for the ball to come to them. They're actively going after it. I love that energy. Would I love for them to be able to do that in Game 2? Yes, but obviously when you have the Indiana crowd behind you, it gives you a different type of energy.
The one name we haven't taken a deep dive on here is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP. Because he wasn't a reason why they won this game. You could say he was a reason why they lost this game, John. He had 6 turnovers this game. This was uncharacteristic of SGA. So what did the Indiana Pacers do to disrupt him?
Nembhard was a nudge tonight, right? It was all over him. I mean, that was team defense. It was really good effort by the Pacers. Kind of flipped the script on Oklahoma City, where Oklahoma City, in the first 2 games against Tyrese Halliburton, they were blitzing him, they were trapping him, they were making life difficult for him, taking the ball out of his hands. Same thing tonight. Now, SGA is SGA. He still goes for 24 points and 8 rebounds and 4 assists.
But 9 of 20.
Yes, it was an uncharacteristic night for him. He was not efficient, and him having 6 turnovers, I would never have believed that, because if there's anybody you want with the ball in his hands, it's the MVP, SGA. So again, full credit to that Pacers defense tonight. They came into this game tonight and they decided that they were going to swarm, they were going to play great collective team defense, and they really threw SGA and Oklahoma City off their rhythm.
Pacers at home for the first time in an NBA Finals game in some 25 years. And man, Roy, I mean, did they not only reward their home fans, this isn't like some squeak win. This was resounding. Yeah. What statement? I know it's only 3 games and they're up 2 games to 1, and it's still 2 games to go to win an NBA championship. But this game perhaps says something more than about what they did in Game 1.
Yeah, it shows that they can win in different situations. They could be down 20, and then they can come back. I don't like that. It makes me have a little bit more gray hair. But at the same time, they can be in a competitive game and then not lose focus. Now, Game 4, I'm going to that game. Hopefully they can bring it again and close it out. I think OKC does a good job of taking the punches, reassessing, and then coming back and then minimizing those mistakes that they've made before. So that's why I have a feeling it's going to go to a 7. Now, hopefully they can win when I'm at home in Gamebridge. But it's such a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Oklahoma City, we'll see how they respond, right? But let's not forget, in the second round against the Denver Nuggets, they lose Game 1 on their floor with that Aaron Gordon shot. They're down 2-1 in that series. It goes to 7. They've answered the bell every single time. Now, this might be a little bit of a different animal, because the Pacers, they've got their own little playoff basketball god magic that has been dusted all over this team, and they put Oklahoma City on notice. They're up 2-1. They only have to win at home. Right? If they win at home, the rest of this series, they're going to be NBA champions. So Oklahoma City has to respond. We'll see what happens in Game 4 on Friday, but they've been put on notice.
Oh, I have to say real quick, though.
Yeah,
OKC, next game, they cannot miss free throws down the stretch. I think the differential was not that small, but 6 or 7 missed free throws, especially SGA down the stretch, that can't happen. I suspect that they're going to correct that next game.
I say it all the time. Make your free throws, kids. Make your free throws. And again, Indiana, the 3rd team in NBA Finals history with multiple wins, down by 5 points, entering the 4th quarter. The other 2 teams, the 1970 Knicks and the 1997 Chicago Bulls. Both those teams won it all.